ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। एवं धाष्ट्राणि उशति कुरुते मेहनादिनी वास्तव स्तेयोपायैर् विरचित कृतिः सुप्रतीको यथास्ते इत्थं स्त्रीभिः सभयनयना श्रीमुखालोकिनीभिः व्याख्यातार्थ प्रहसित मुखी नहीं उपलब्धुम ऐच्छत्। एवं दाष्टानि उशति कुरुते मेहनादि निवास्तो। एवं दाष्टानि उशति कुरुते मेहनादि निवास्तो। स्तेयोपायैर्विरचित कृतिः सुप्रतीको यथास्ते। स्तेयोपायैर्विरचित कृतिः सुप्रतीको यथास्ते। इत्थं स्त्रीभिः सभयनयना श्रीमुखालोकिनीभिः। इत्थं स्त्रीभिः सभयनयना श्रीमुखालोकिनीभिः व्याख्यातार्थ प्रहसित मुखिना ह्युपलब्धुम ऐच्छत्। व्याख्यातार्थ प्रहसित मुखिना ह्युपलब्धुम ऐच्छत्। एवं धाष्टानि उशति कुरुते मेहनादि निवास्तो। स्तेयोपायैर्विरचित कृतिः सुप्रतीको यथास्ते। इत्थं स्त्रीभिः सभयनयना श्रीमुखालोकिनीभिः व्याख्यातार्थ प्रहसित मुखिना हि उपलब्धुम ऐच्छत्। स्तेयोपायैर्विरचित Mataji's. Evam prasthane shri kurute mehanadi nivasto. Evam, in this way, dhashtyani, naughty activities, ushati, in a neat and clean place, kurute, sometimes does, mehanadini, passing stool and urine, vasto, in our houses, steya upayai, and by inventing different devices to steal butter and milk. Virachita kritihi is very expert. Supratikaha is now sitting down here like a very good boy. Yatha aste, while staying here. Itham, all these topics of conversation. Stribihi, by the gopis. Sabhayanayana, just now sitting there with fearful eyes. Shri Mukha, such a beautiful face. Alokini bhi, by the gopis who are enjoying the pleasure of seeing. Vyakhyata artha, and while complaining against him before Mother Yashoda, Prahasita Mukhi, they were smiling and enjoying. Na, not. He, indeed, upalabdhum, to chastise and threaten. Rather, she enjoyed how Krishna was sitting there as a very good boy. Aichat, she desired. Translation in purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When Krishna is caught in his naughty activities, the master of the house will say to him, "Oh, you are a thief," and artificially express anger at Krishna. Krishna will then reply, "I am not thief, you are a thief." Sometimes being angry, Krishna passes urine and stool in a neat, clean place in our houses. But now, our dear friend Yashoda, this expert thief, is sitting before you like a very good boy. Sometimes, all gopis would look at Krishna sitting there, his eyes fearful so that his mother would not chastise him. And when they saw Krishna's beautiful face, instead of chastising him, they would simply look upon his face and enjoy transcendental bliss. Mother Yashoda would mildly smile at all this fun, and she would not want to chastise her blessed transcendental child. Purport. Krishna's business in the neighborhood was not only to steal, but sometimes to pass stool and urine in a neat, clean house. When caught by the master of the house, Krishna would chastise him saying, "You are a thief." Aside from being a thief, in his childhood affairs, Krishna acted as an expert thief when he was young by attracting young girls and enjoying them in the rasa dance. This is Krishna's business. He is also violent as the killer of many demons. Although mundane people like non-violence and such other brilliant qualities, God, the absolute truth, being always the same, is good in any activities. Even so-called immoral activities like stealing, killing, and violence. Krishna is always pure, and he is always the supreme absolute truth. Krishna may do anything supposedly abominable in material life, yet still he is attractive. Therefore, his name is Krishna, meaning all attractive. This is the platform on which transcendental loving affairs and service are exchanged. Because of the features of Krishna's face, the mothers were so attracted they, that they could not chastise him. Instead of chastising him, they smiled and enjoyed hearing of Krishna's activities. Thus, the gopis remained satisfied and Krishna enjoyed their happiness. Therefore, another name of Krishna is Gopi Jana Vallabha because he invented such activities to please the gopis. Shri Gopi Jana Vallabha Bhagavan ki Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruh Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam Hare Krishna. So here we are entering in the sweet groves of Vrindavan, the sweetest part of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I feel very awkward and embarrassed, being unqualified to even tread into this restricted arena, but somehow by the grace of authorities, they given me this chance to purify myself with the nectarian verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. As Lord Krishna was once sleeping one day, and as he is deep into his sleep, he starts murmuring a very beautiful verse. Actually, it comes as a verse, but he's addressing some people, and Yashoda is looking in wonder, what has happened to my child? Shambho swagatamasyatamitaito vamena padmo bhava Kraunchare kushalam sukham surapate vitteshu no drishyate Ittam swapnagatasya kaitabaripo shutva jananya gira Kim kim balaka jalpitasya nachitam thutu kritam patuva Shambho Swagatam, saying, "Oh Lord Shiva, you've come. Welcome." Asyatam Itaito. Asyatam Itaito. He's saying, "Yeah, please come here. Sit here. Sit to my left. Oh Brahma, please come." Padmodbhava, who has come out of the lotus flower. Kraunchare Kushalam is saying, "Oh Kartikeya, are you well?" Sukham Surabate, "Oh Indra, is everything good with you?" Vitte Shuno Drishyate, "Oh Kubera, it's a long time I've not seen you." It looks like, when the demigods come to give attendance at Jagannath Puri, he's greeting those demigods there. Ittam Swapnagatasya Kaitava Ripho. When Mother Yashoda, Shutva Jananya Gira, Mother Yashoda is saying, looking at the sleepy talks of small Krishna, Kim Kim Balaka Jalpitasya. Oh Krishna, what are you talking? Anuchitam, this is not proper. Thutu Kritam Patuva. As she is speaking these words, let these words of Mother Yashoda and the beautiful words of Lord Krishna, Patuva, the writer is saying, the author is saying that, let this word protect you. I remember when early days when I attended the Sunday feast, once impromptu, Shamanam Prabhu was made to sit on the Sunday feast. Because the sannyasi was supposed to come, he came a little bit late. So he was told to start. And as he sat on the Vyasasan, he took the role of a lawyer defending. But he started in a very amazing way. He said, "Okay, so what are the accusations against Krishna?" And people sitting in the audience started putting the accusations. He thieves, he's a thief. He enjoys with others' wives. He's a liar. And there was a big list. And as a new person sitting in the audience, I was wondering, is this a session of glorification of Krishna, or are they suing him? What's happening here? But as he enlisted all the qualities here, all the beautiful pastimes as accusations, and point after point, he started refuting that how these are not accusations, but sweet reciprocations of Krishna. Similarly, as he's following the founder Acharya, here, Srila Prabhupada also, if you see in the beginning of the purport, he's taking the role. He's saying, Krishna's business in the neighborhood is not only to steal, but also to pass urine and stool. And not only that, he was a thief who attracted others' wives and enjoyed with them. And also not that, he is violent, he kills, he steals, is enumerating so many so-called accusations. But then he is saying, but even so-called immoral activities like stealing and killing are sweet because Krishna is always pure and he is always the supreme absolute truth. Apapa Viddham. No sin can touch Krishna. He is always the supreme absolute truth. He may do anything supposedly abominable in material life, yet still he is attractive. Krishna. Akarshiteti Krishna. One who attracts everybody's heart. So I was just thinking that as we are going through these stealing pastimes of Krishna and the childhood pastimes which are very sweet in nature, but one if objectively thinks and reads these pastimes, other than the extraordinary pastimes, some of the pastimes are supposedly very ordinary. So what is the difference between these pastimes and Krishna's pastimes? Even small children, being very sweet in nature, they also perform so many so-called time pass. But as Krishna performs this pastime, what is the speciality of these pastimes and what is the nature of these pastimes that will give us an advantageous benefit? So I've just enumerated some reasons which I could think of and I discussed with some senior devotees. So first of all, as we know, Krishna's pastimes are different because they are original. janmadiyasya yatah. All the sweeter pastimes of every other species, all that sweetness emanates from Krishna's pastimes. Madhuradipate akhilam madhuram. Sweetness. He is the emperor of sweetness. The original sweetness comes from Krishna. He is the source of all such naughty pastimes that people get attracted to. Gopinath, tumi kripa parabara, jivera karane, asiya prapanche, leela koila subistar. As for a normal person, the sweetest thing for him are the memories of his childhood and other small children. So these small sweet pastimes, Krishna also enacted so that we can leave the imitation and get attracted to the original. The second reason being, Krishna does the same pastimes, but Krishna's platform of performing is on Satchidananda platform. Krishna has a Satchidananda body. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. In 10th canto, Lord Brahma also prays. In his prayer, he is telling Lord Krishna that why have you appeared? Asyapi deva vapusho anugraha asya swechhamayaya swechhamayasya natu bhutamayasya kopi. He's saying that you have appeared, but you have not appeared in a material Pancha Mahabhut form. You have appeared in your original Satchidananda form. So whatever appears from the Satchidananda form, whatever is done by this Satchidananda form is also Satchidananda, spiritual in nature. It has no material tinge. And when somebody hears these pastimes, then only Yayatma Suprasaditi will happen. If we hear the material pastimes, what happens is the material entanglement increases. But when we hear the pastimes of Krishna, which is on Satchidananda platform, the sweeter nature, one turns and his material entanglement gets reduced. There's a lot of expectation when one is entangled into material activities. Even though the purest in nature, the mother's love, there is a little bit tinge of material expectation. She would not do the same thing to somebody else's child, but her own child, because of that material bondage. But when Krishna's pastimes we hear, those pastimes if one gets attached to, then the expectation in that pastime is only the pleasure of Krishna. But this platform, that when we hear pastime, it is not for our enjoyment, but for Krishna's enjoyment, will come only after a certain stage. We might enjoy now these pastimes, but the real love one will get is, or rather, one will really enjoy the pastimes only if one has developed real love for Krishna. We'll come to that later. One more reason why one should describe Krishna's pastime is because it causes nivritta tarshair. When one hears the pastimes of Krishna, he gives the material desires which are working overtime for him. He gives them VRS, voluntary retirement. But for that, one has to hear those pastimes with proper submissiveness. As Srimad Bhagavatam first canto says, Shushrushu Shraddhadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nishevinat. By serving the Mahatmas, one will get the ruchi to hear Krishna Katha. And one gets this ruchi, at that time, one can actually enjoy the pastimes. Just like Krishna's pastimes can be considered to a rope, to a beautiful rope that comes to a help of a person who is drowning in a quicksand. If one is drowning in quicksand and takes help of a rope which has been tied to a tough support, one will be able to come out. But on the other hand, if one hears some mundane pastimes, it's like catching an illusory rope by which he's going to go inside the quicksand more and more deeper with no hope. So Krishna very mercifully has given these pastimes so that one can come out of the material mire of birth and death, catching the rope, the strong rope of Krishna Katha. Then, why does Krishna perform this childhood pastimes? He is Atmaram, he does not need to do any pastimes, but the Acharya has explained that these pastimes are performed so that he can freely and with his full free will, he can enjoy and reciprocate with his devotees who have taken birth in Gokula to experience that particular rasa with them. So many gopis, they belong to so many different categories. There are Nitya Siddhas, there are Munichari gopis, and so forth. There are so many different gopis who have come with different desires. So there are some gopis who have come to experience the beautiful childhood pastimes of Krishna. So Krishna specifically does that. As the verse mentions, they were chastising Krishna and complaining about him to Mother Yashoda and smiling. Nobody smiles while he is frowning. And if he's I remember my own aunt, whenever she used to shout at us, she would just look at us, wink at us, and smile and shout, as if she's showing somebody else and shouting at us. I was always bewildered by this behavior. But when you see here that all the gopis are doing that, you understand that this is just a small perverted reflection of what enjoyment the gopis had. They are smiling at the same time chastising. So they are just chastising to increase Krishna's pleasure, and by that chastising, Krishna is becoming more beautiful by becoming fearful, and looking at that, gopis are again becoming more blissful. So there is a transcendental competition here. Who will please whom more? Just as we hear from Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Instruction that why is Gokula or Vrindavan greater than Vaikuntha? Because the 3/4 of the material of the creation is spiritual world and 1/4 is the material world. But Rupa Goswami is saying that greater than the spiritual world is that part of the material world where Mathurapuri is there. And greater than Mathurapuri is Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna resided. And greater than Vrindavan is Govardhan, where Krishna had his playful pastimes. And more than Govardhan, Radha Kund, where he had his eternal amorous pastimes, is the greatest. So one may think that how can a place be greater than Vaikuntha in the material world? Lord Krishna, who is enjoying his eternal pastimes in the spiritual world, leaves that spiritual world and comes to the material world and enjoys pastimes here. So therefore, it becomes more brilliant. Just like when there is a diamond in a diamond treasury amongst so many other diamonds of different color. So that particular diamond will not shine so brightly. But when that diamond comes and resides on a black steel plate to a black background, then suddenly the shine of that diamond becomes more stronger and more prominent. So here, as Krishna is performing this childhood pastimes, in Goloka, in this material world, it becomes more brighter and more sweeter as he performs this for the pleasure of his devotees, and only for the pleasure of his devotees and nothing else. There is no need and there is no slight tinge of his own enjoyment. He is happy in himself, but just because his devotees desire to see him in a particular fashion, in a particular leela, he comes and performs this pastime. And as we explained before, Krishna's pastimes are full of love, but the mundane pastimes of this world are full of lust. What does this lust mean? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is explained, Atmendriya pritivancha tar boli kam, Krishnendriya pritivancha dhare premanam. When somebody is only engrossed in his satisfying his own senses, then that endeavor is considered to be calm, lust. But when one is only thinking of sense gratification for Krishna, serving his senses, then that becomes love. But the $1 million question is, how will one achieve this love? Because just as when one reads the Rasa dance of Lord Krishna, one is reminded of the ordinary dealings of a girl and boy. Similarly, when we hear about Krishna's ordinary pastimes, we are reminded of ordinary children. So when will that stage come when we'll really love, when we'll really relish Krishna? Relish these childhood pastimes. As said before, only when one will develop love for Krishna. And that love for Krishna will only be developed when one serves a devotee who has love. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. Amito kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, dhai tava pache pache. The Madhyamadikaris, who are actually at the Uttamadikari level, but they come down, and out of the compassion, when they preach and distribute this love, that is the time, out of their compassion, out of their desire, they provide us some glimpse into the sweetness of Krishna's pastimes. And such acharyas in the Gaudiya Sampradaya have written various scriptures as to why these pastimes have happened on the material world and what details. Just like Shukdev Goswami is explaining in Srimad Bhagavatam, the all perfect, the all blissful pastimes of Krishna. Shukdev Goswami is the parrot of Srimati Radharani. And being an eternal associate of Radharani, he is explaining the Srimad Bhagavatam in a very nectarian way. So similarly, there are so many different acharyas in the Gaudiya Sampradaya who have given different perspectives and different details to the same pastimes, who are similarly all blissful and all attractive and all perfect. And one of them was Shri Kavi Karnapur, who is the third son of Shivananda Sen. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would love Shivananda Sen so much that he would inquire into the well-being of his sons. And Acharyas explained that this small son, Kavi Karnapur, was actually a Gunachoda Sakhi in the eternal Leelas of Krishna. And when small Kavi Karnapur would come, actually at the birth of Kavi Karnapur, he was not named as Kavi Karnapur at that time, but when he was born, at that time, when he was got to be offered to Lord Chaitanya placed his foot into the mouth of the small child who started sucking the toe of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually licking the nectar. Gadam, that thick nectar of Krishna Katha he was licking. And Lord Mahaprabhu after some time would ask him, please chant Krishna's name, chant Krishna's name. But that small boy would not utter anything. And everybody would be surprised. At that time, Sarup Damodar Goswami would say, actually, he's composing some nice poems in his own mind. And very soon it will come out. So very soon in the assembly of Vaishnavas, he spoke a beautiful verse where he described the beautiful flower on the ears of gopis. And in a beautiful meter, he explained that verse. So as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, he said, just as you have composed a nice poem in such a small age, and you have explained nicely the flower on the karna of the gopis, you shall be called as Kavi Karanapura. So this Kavi Karanapura has very beautifully explained the pastimes of Lord Krishna in his beautiful treatise called as Sri Ananda Vrindavana Champu. Full with metaphors, full of analogies, he explains the beautiful pastimes of Krishna. And in explaining this, he has also included the Vraja Bhav and the Vraja Boli. I was reading where Mother Yashoda has gone out of the house and Krishna has started stealing butter. And as he's stealing butter, suddenly she comes back. And she knows that when she will come back, he will be up to some mischief. So as she calls out, actually the verse says, "Oh my father, what are you doing?" Are mere baap, kya kar raha hai? She shouted, like, this is the Vraj Bhasha, incorporated in Sanskrit. So he's calling out, "Oh my dear son, oh my father, what are you up to now? Where are you?" And that time, Lord Krishna, he calls out to mother, saying that actually these bangles that you have put to me are made of this Padmarag jewel, which are very hot in nature. And they are really burning my wrist. So to cool that, I have dipped it in the cooling butter so that I will feel some coolness. And then mother very nicely lifts him up. And she understands what he is doing. But just to enjoy that pastime, she caresses him and says, "Oh really? It has really hurt you? Come, I shall remove those bangles and they will no more hurt you." Very sweet pastimes of Krishna's stealing the butter. And this stealing in the mundane world is considered to be very bad. Anybody who steals, he gets defaming. It's an immoral activity. It's a sinful activity. But that same stealing, many times, we've heard about some people writing on the hand, "Mera baap chor hai." But here, as we hear Krishna stealing pastimes, those pastimes are so purifying and so enlightening that people for the ages are glorifying these pastimes, and as they are glorifying his stealing pastimes, they are becoming richer. As one devotee had said before, that उनके चोरी के गुण गाते हुए वो अमीर बन रहे हैं. Such beautiful stealing pastimes of the Lord are also glorified by so many different acharyas. There is an Ashtakam written by Shri Bilva Mangal Thakur, where he glorifies and calls him, "You are the leader of the thieves, Chauragraganya, Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram, Gopangananam cha Dukula Chauram, Aneka Janmarjita Papa Chauram, Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami." He is not only just describing or giving it the pastime view, but also the internal view of what Krishna intends to do and what Krishna is doing for us also. Although we are not in our eternal state, we are now Nitya Baddha, but what will he do for you also as a stealer? Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram. He is famous in Vraja as Navanita Chora. Gopangananam cha Dukula Chauram. He steals gopis' clothes. Aneka Janmar Jita Papa Chauram. He also will steal the accumulated sins of many lifetimes for a person. Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. Oh, Master of all thieves, all obeisances unto you. Shri Radhikaya Hridayasya Chauram. Navambuda Shamala Kanti Chauram. Padashritanam cha samasta chauram. Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. He is a stealer of Srimati Radharani's heart. He is a stealer of the Shamala Kanti from the beautiful rainy clouds. And also he is a stealer of everything. He is Hari. Padashritanam cha samasta chauram. Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. Now further he explains what is the state of one who has been, stealed of everything. He is saying, Akinchani kritya padashritam yah karoti bhikshum patigeha hinam kenapya ho bhishana chaura idrig drishto shutoya jagattrayepi. He's saying, what a bhishana chaur this is. What an amazing thief he is, that he has stolen everything and made his devotees patigeha hinam. Bhikshu, made him bhikari, and they are moving on the streets. Kena piho bhishana chaura idrig drishto shutoyana jagatrepi. I've never seen such thief who has stolen everything. Even if you've seen all three worlds, such thief will not be seen. Gopis also pray. They say that your son is also the master of Kapallaka, who is the thief in the heavenly planets. So I really don't know who he is, but this is what she's mentioned. So here, after Bilawamangal Thakur has mentioned that the devotees have become bhikshu, patigeha. He says what he has stolen. Yadiya namapi harat ashesham, giri prasaran api paparashi, ascharya rupo nanu chaura idrik, drishto shutovana maya kadapi. I have never seen such a thief who's by taking Yadiya Namapi Haratta Shesham. We're saying just by chanting his name once. Haratta Shesham Giri Prasaran. The sinful mountain of reactions is just destroyed by chanting his name. I've never seen such a thief. Who thieves, who doesn't do it physically, but just by the devotees chanting his name, he steals their all the possessions, all the reactions that they have accumulated for so many lifetimes, who are like sin, burdening them, causing them so much suffering, but causing kleshagni, by which all the kleshas, they run away and make that devotee so much mesmerized that he performs his devotional service fully absorbed into Krishna's pastimes. Dhanam cha manam cha tathendriyani. Saying, you have stolen my dhana, you have stolen my mana and everything else. Pranam shahritva mama sarvam eva. I know that you will steal my life also. Palaya se kutra ditodya chaura. Tvam bhakti damnasi maya niruddha. He's saying that, but to stealer of everything, where will you run? I have bound you. Although you can steal everything, but you can't steal the bhakti, the devotion in my heart. And I have bound you with those ropes. Then he's saying, what all can you do, O thief? Chinatsi ghoram yamapasha bandham, bhinatsi bhimam bhavapasha bandham, chinatsi sarvasya samasta bandham, naivatmano bhakta kritam tu bandham. Saying that you can break the yamapash. You can break the cycle of birth and death. But can you break? As you can break everything, but can you break that bandhan of love that I have tied around you? Sorry, you can't break that. Naivatmano bhakta kritam tu bandham. And what will I do with after this? Manmanase tamasi rashi ghore. My heart, which is the darkest place, full of tamas. I shall put you there. Karagrahe dukkha maye nibadha. And you will have to suffer there in my heart. the prison of my heart. Labhasva he chaur hare chiraya. Swachaur dosho chitameva dandam. And that is the only punishment for you, that you be in my heart for eternity. At the end he says, Karagrahe vasasada hridayam madhiye mad bhakti pasha bandhana dida bandhana nischalahasan. As you are staying in my heart, bound by my drida bhakti, my sincere devotion, Tvam Krishna he pralaya koti shatantarepi, for eons and eons of times, you will be there. Sarvasya chaur hridayam nahi mochayami. You can do everything, but you can't escape from my heart. Such is the nectar that these acharyas are enjoying in glorifying the stealing pastimes of Krishna. But what is our hope? Our hope is only that when these acharyas are singing them, we can appreciate the devotion of these acharyas. And only when we appreciate and serve the acharyas and their words shall we get the glimpse of the sweetness of these pastimes. As Vallabhacharya also says, he says in this verse that in the Madhurashtakam, he's saying, Karanam madhuram, taranam madhuram, haranam madhuram, ramanam madhuram, vamitam madhuram, shamitam madhuram, madhuradipate, rakhilam madhuram. Stealing pastimes are also very sweet. Engrossed in those pastimes, nothing else is required, but the sweetness of this pastime will only satiate me. Such acharyas, when they glorifying the stealing pastimes of Krishna, is the only hope that we serve them, we glorify them, we appreciate them. As Kunti Maharani prays in the 8th chapter of 1st canto, Shinvanti Gayanti Granti Abhakshnasha Smaranti Vandanti Tavai Hitam Jana Saeva Pashyanti Acharena Tavakam Bhava Pravaho Paramam Padambujam. He's saying that those devotees who glorify you, who remember you, they will definitely see your lotus feet. But she adds one point, which is a hope, which I've always cherished, that, and those who appreciate them doing so will definitely also see the lotus feet of Krishna. So appreciation of the devotees, serving them, gaining them favor, will one day give us the entrance or give us a glimpse of the sweetness that can be actually bestowed by Krishna's pastimes. Many times I've gone to Pandharpur since my childhood. I'd gone sometimes. When I saw the deity of Vitthal, I used to wonder, what is so attractive about this deity? But as you hear the beautiful narrations of Tukaram Maharaj and different saints, you understand there is so much love and nectar they are extracting by taking darshan of the Lord and by seeing Him doing pastimes. This will be a no entry for us until unless we forget our envy and serve the beautiful feet of Lord Krishna. And just as Shri Kavi Karnapur beautifully mentions, actually there are many pastimes that we could have narrated, but the time is short. Shri Kavi Karnapur, because he served Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and under his guidance, under his empowerment, he wrote the beautiful pastimes, he could enjoy those pastimes with such relish. So following in footsteps of the Acharyas, when we serve the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, Vaigunya Kita Kalitaha Paishunya Varana Piditaha Dainyar Nave Nimagnoham Chaitanya Vaidya Ashraya. I am suffering with the boils of material Vaigunya Kita Kalitaha. I am tormented by the germs of material activity. I am suffering because of the boils of envy. In this humbling state, I take the shelter of the Supreme Vaidya, that is Lord Chaitanya Dev. And that is our only hope. by serving Lord Chaitanya, that one day we will get the sweetness in parampara as the acharyas are relishing and surviving and sustaining on the beautiful pastimes of Lord Krishna. One devotee had told me a very beautiful thing, that why is the introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, as a detailed character and detailed pastimes of Lord Chaitanya? The trick of the acharyas is that one gets affection for the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, and then he gains some sukriti. Srimad Bhagavatam is Paramhamsa Samhita, meant for Paramhamsas. How can we, the Param ducks, enjoy that? But when one gets appreciation for Lord Chaitanya, one gets appreciation for the beautiful, sweet pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, then by getting some sukriti, we'll get the entrance in the beautiful waters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. As the time is up, we can take so many questions. Gantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Prema.